shit. Hey, thug, let's drop GM shit again, nigga. Buy me 100 choppers. Buy me 100 choppers. Buy me 100 choppers. I better not get caught in my law. Buy me 100 choppers. Buy me 100 choppers. This helicopter. Bought me 100 choppers that came with 200 clips. I better not get caught in the honor. Call my name ain't Tip. I be on the corner. That means I can't slip. Them skinny ass jeans, boy. You tucking that on hip. Oh, it's in your Louis bag. You come from Satchville. You say you be going ham, but you in the wrong zip. You say I be tripping. We call it the biggest trip. I'ma tighten up this rap game. Call it the vice grip. My t-shirt said fuck the coppers. They work so they hip. On the chopper, know that we causing problems, but you not a problem solver. Still drinking Rose, boy. They bought me 100 bottles. Know how to get a nigga. Buy me 100 models. Get a swing of this swag. Reapers get to the dollar. Rappers be acting righteous. Denzels, Mackay, Vipers.
Pan tam był. Czy Ziemia rzeczywiście jest kulą zawieszoną w kosmosie?
Jest płaska. Tak jak oczekują. Nie spodziewałem się co prawda tego pytania, ale zapewniam pana, że jest płaska.
Generał Mirosław Hermaszewski, jak dotąd pierwszy i ostatni.
Hey, look. Boom. It's your boy, FED, Flat Earth Discussions, right? And I told y'all, the Soviets hid their hand behind these Russians, right? So this space program actually started with the Soviets to the Russian, to the German, and to the US, right? This space flight shit, right? Anybody with any substantiality of military duty that uses a compass should know that the earth is flat. But y'all can continue to play these games, run from truth. But let's listen to these military records from the army, from the Russian army. In years like 1949, 1952, 1957, let's see what they was doing before they handed over the mission to go to the moon for a world psyop. Man, I don't do scripts, bro. Let's get it.
Polak, który odbył lot orbitalny. Dziękuję serdecznie za rozmowę.
Dzięki. Dziękuję, kłaniam się. Jest płaska. Tak jak oczekują i nie spodziewałem się co prawda tego pytania, ale zapewniam pana, że jest płaska.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
So in the 1930s, we had both Auguste Piccard and the Russians sending up high-altitude balloons, and they're looking out, and they're not able to detect curvature.
Auguste Piccard. Auguste Piccard, like Captain Picard from the spaceship Enterprise, Auguste Piccard, who this man was named after on his Star Trek world script shit, was the first one to break the stratosphere and said it was flat. And coincidentally, he looks exactly like. My research has been all over the place. I ain't got to go get it, but he's a complete duplicate of one of the astronauts in 1992 or 1994. Auguste Piccard, they look exactly alike. I brought that information when I was back over there on Facebook. I don't do scripts. I do truth. World truth. And I bust up world scripts. You dig what I say?
So we go go forward about a decade to the 1940s, 1948. This is an official CIA, look up here, CIA.gov, okay, CIA declassified document from the Russians. I'm going to pull it up here in Adobe.
Declassified information from the CIA government, Russian government. Declassified. Go read all that shit. You might find something you might just shake yourself woke with. 3GP, God, globe, and gravity.
Acrobat. It's a little easier because I've already highlighted some stuff here. Same document. All right, so the subject is Earth measurements, 1948, Moscow, Russia. Outer gravitational field and shape of the physical surface of the Earth. They're trying to figure out the shape of the Earth? Wait a minute. I thought we knew the shape of the Earth since Pythagoras and Eratosthenes, right? Well, apparently the Russians didn't get the memo. A study is made of the coordinates necessary for the solvability and uniqueness of solution of an integral equation by the aid of which the outer gravitational field and the shape of the physical surface of the Earth may be determined. So we go through this document a little bit here. It says the methods of studying the shape of the Earth, so this is what their goal is here. They're outlining some of that. The shape of the physical surface of the Earth can be determined with sufficient reliability on the basis only of data obtained from exact measurements. Well, that goes without saying, I suppose. And let's keep going down here. Let's see. We can regard the potential of the real Earth, by this equation here apparently, as known correct to an additive constant, whatever that is, at all points of the physical surface of the Earth and only on the surface, whereas it is not determinable at all other points of space without knowledge of the shape of the Earth. So they're still trying to figure out the shape of the Earth here. But since the shape of the Earth is not known, the shape of the Earth is not known, 1948, the true coordinates of these points, B, L, and H, are unknown to us. So the Russians are having trouble figuring out the shape of the Earth in 1948. Let's look at another document here. Another declassified CIA document up here, right? They're checking out the firmament in this one. Let's go back to Acrobat. 1953 now. Geophysics light scattering, USSR. Trying to figure out how does light work in the atmosphere here. So we get down to page 19 here. It says dissertations defended in the Scientific Council of the Institute of Physics of the Earth, Institute of Physics of the Atmosphere, and Institute of Applied Geophysics, USSR, 1957. March 1957. Let's say March 23, 1957, apparently. The dissertation represents the result of many years of study of the clear daytime sky. The observations were carried out in 12 locations at various altitudes above the sea, various climatic, meteorological, and synoptic conditions. The observations were carried out mainly during high transparency of the atmosphere in the visual range of the spectrum in the absence of a snow cover. In the investigations, two instruments designed by V.G. Fezenkov were used. One of these was a visual photometer of the daytime sky intended for measuring the brightness of the firmament. Interesting. Trying to figure out the brightness of the firmament. Again, 1957. The dissertation contains a certain formula of the brightness of the sky, taking into consideration only the brightness of the first order, and derived, get this now, on the assumption of a flat Earth, and giving some conclusions derived on the basis of this formula. So the Russians are trying to check out the firmament based on assumptions of a flat Earth in 1957? Very interesting, huh? All right, let's see what NASA has to say. Looking at this ntrs.nasa.gov document here, dated April 17th, 1961. Go back to Acrobat, looking at this document from 1961. says a trajectory simulation incorporating the above requirements is represented in Figure 8. In addition to the above requirements, this simulation assumes a vehicle with 6 degrees of freedom and aerodynamic symmetry in roll, and the missile position in space is computed relative to a flat, non-rotating Earth. So they're checking out missile position in space computed relative to a flat, non-rotating Earth. Why would you do that? If the Earth is a rotating ball, 25,000 miles in circumference, why would you do your computations based on a non-rotating flat Earth? Are you going to tell me that this simplifies the math? I mean, we are actually dealing with rocket scientists here, so math's not a problem for these people. All right, let's see what else we can find. That was April 1961. This is NASA.gov again, June 1971. So let's look at that one. June 1971, a method for reducing the sensitivity of optimal nonlinear systems to parameter uncertainty, whatever that means. And we get down to about page 12 here. And it says, a numerical example problem statement. The example problem is a fixed time problem in which it is required to determine the thrust attitude program of a single stage rocket vehicle starting from rest and going to specified thermal conditions of altitude and vertical velocity, which will maximize the final horizontal velocity. The idealizing assumptions made are the following. Number 1, a point mass vehicle. Number 2, of the idealized assumptions that are being made for this example is a flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA making idealized assumptions based on a flat, non-rotating Earth? What's going on here? Let's continue. Here we have another NASA.gov document dated March 1972. March 1972, NASA Technical Memorandum, determination of angles of attack and side slip from radar data and a roll stabilized platform. Gotta love the titles, huh? Okay, abstract. Equations for angles of attack and side slip relative to both a rolling and non-rolling body access system are derived for a flight vehicle for which radar and gyroscopic attitude data are available. The method is limited, however, to application where a flat, non-rotating Earth may be assumed. All right, let's continue. That was 1972, the end of the, or right around the end of the Apollo program. So we go to NASA again, NASA.gov, December 1978. Investigation of aircraft landing in variable wind fields. Equations of motion. This comes up a lot. The two-dimensional model for aircraft motion presented in this section follows the general form developed by Frost. It accounts for both vertical and horizontal mean wind components having both time and spatial variations. The aircraft trajectory model employed in this study was derived based on the following assumptions. Number 1, the Earth is flat and not rotating. That's the number 1 assumption?
That's a reflection off the dome. Can't hide it no more.
So we're going to see this over and over and over again regarding the equations of motion.
I said, boom, FED, Flat Earth Discussions, 3GD, 3G Deception, God, Globe, and Gravity. I'm standing on that.